Hello and welcome everyone. This is Lakshay from Zex Media and we have Gracy over here at the Thailand Bangkok edition of ABC Conclave. So hi, how are you?
Nice meeting you. I'm good.
Great. So she's the CEO of Bitget and most of us already know that Bitget is, a big name, a big exchange, right? And probably a lot of us are already using it. But in terms of your view on Bitget, how is it going further? How you taking it forward for like next 5 years?
Sure. So Bitget by today is the fourth largest centralized exchange around the world by trading volume. When I joined the firm, we only have 150 employees. Now we have 1,500. So 2.5 years, 10 times our employee number, kind of like more than 10 times our trading volume, our user base as well. So we're proud of the achievements that we did. In terms of the future that we are moving forward, I think in terms of like hyper growth, that happened already. Our industry may have hyper growth or not, but what we want to do is to continue growing with the industry. What we are today, I think, still very big, but not big enough. And it's not just the size; it's also about the better user experience, more mass adoption that we can drive. That's why we invested in La Liga. We had Leo Messi as our brand ambassador previously. I actually signed him up before the World Cup in 22, and I was in Qatar watching him witness him winning and the Argentina team winning the champagne in 2022 World Cup. So that was a really exciting experience. I was crying in the stadium, and back my head also calculating the ROI, return of investment. However, the most important thing is working with our trustworthy partners, onboarding more users, give them the best experience. Improve on all the product lines. That's the main thing that I've been asking and telling my team. Don't focus on results, focus on the process. Focus on your daily work. If we are doing our work day by day properly, the result will just come.
And like we had the session, right, about the interoperability just at the stage. How was your overall experience about the panel that you had? And then we can take it forward with further more questions.
Sure. So that panel, we had 5 speakers. I and Sergey from 1inch were sitting next to each other. I actually know their other co-founder, Anton, better. Anton and Sergey, they co-founded in 1inch, and that's one of the largest. Sorry, that's one of the largest DEX, decentralized exchanges, and we are one of the largest centralized exchanges. So you can imagine that, of course, there are lots of disagreements or different ways of thinking. But I guess one key thing about interoperability and multi-chain is we all think the cross-chain bridge is very important, but they should kind of integrate. Today there are too many blockchains, and we don't need 200 blockchains. We are still just using some major ones, like if you are just transferring USDC and DT quickly and more efficiently, you may want to use Tron and Tron. If you are very interested in buying some meme coins, you may want to focus on Solana's meme coin. And if you are a Telegram user or building a bot there, you may use Tron a lot more. So the different chains have their purpose. The interoperability is very important, but it's also providing some headaches for developers because there were lots of security problems while bridging one cryptocurrency from one blockchain to another. That's where one of the areas that you can get easily hacked. So security, yet efficiency. Hopefully, there may be a few protocols that is enabling the interoperability much better, and we hope that that day may come very soon. And another thing is centralized exchanges are all having our Web3 arm, competing or collaborating with organizations like 1inch, Uniswap, DYDX, these DEX. So I think in the future, centralized exchanges will still have the largest share in terms of onboarding new users, mass adoptions. But Web3 is an important trend. As I also said, compliance is another important trend. Like being able to work with traditional financial industry is much more important today than it was 5 or 10 years ago when our industry just started off. ETF is becoming the main thing driving up this current bull round, and also U.S. Presidential election, Donald Trump winning. I think we're seeing interest rate continue.
That affected a lot.
Yeah, affected our industry a lot. Basically, the traditional financial industry, the political environment is very important today.
Yes. And in terms of the usability of the features that we can, elope while we develop the interoperability, right? How do you see liquidity as being a good player or a barrier in terms of interoperability?
So if you look at interoperability, there are actually, in my opinion, three things: liquidity, interoperability, identity interoperability, then asset. What we were saying, moving asset from one chain to another chain, that's the asset part. But liquidity-wise, similarly, there are lots of market makers providing liquidity on centralized exchanges mainly, but decentralized exchanges as well. And it's not just market maker, it's also institutional investor, and the fact that lots of platforms were enabling the interoperability. And I think that's important trend. Yeah.
And how about the digital assets, like bridging it to different chains? Uh, the algorithm to build is very tough, right? But still, they manage to bridge the multiple chains at the same moment. And how Bitget is handling that?
How we are handling that, in my opinion, two aspects. One, we also have a Web3 arm called Bitget Wallet. Actually, Bitget Wallet is one of the sector. It's probably the sector who has the most growth in terms of new users this year for our whole ecosystem. In our ecosystem, we have centralized exchanges, we have a decentralized wallet, we have a VC arm. We are also incubating a layer 2 called Morph. It's a public chain as well. We also are the largest shareholder of some crypto media. Anyway, Bitget Wallet is the area that we see the most growth in terms of new registered users. And they actually have swap function 2 years ago already, enabling our users to do Web3 swap, cross-bridge kind of activity in the decentralized wallet as well as centralized exchanges. So these are some areas that we are handling. Basically, if you don't have that and the users want this function, we will just enable it. So it's not like a right or wrong, like if you're a DEX, you can only do DEX service and I can't do that. No, if it's something...
The user wants it.
Exactly, if user wants it, we want to enable it. So I think the key thing is to focus on users' need. Be an entrepreneur rather than a entrepreneur. Don't just be like sitting in the home and think about what my users need. Talk to the users and see what we can do to deliver a better product. That's one thing. And another thing is we are also embracing it through our investment. Like we launched a 100 million fund. It's called Empower X Fund last year during Token 1249 at our 5th year anniversary. And today we are celebrating our 6th year anniversary already. So 1 year down the street, we've actually made lots of investments. So if that's a good project building on the topic of interoperability, we want to support it, and especially we want to support the projects who are having traction. So don't just give me an idea, give me solid data, solid results. And if you look at not just investment, but also listing strategy, everything that centralized exchanges have been doing, we want to look at the revenue model, the business model, and we want to see a healthy revenue stream rather than just some users. So I think this is another trend that is very important in our industry.
And I think there's a lot more to going on within the Bitget ecoverse, right?
Yeah.
So, love to see much more innovations with your ecosystem. And thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for your insights.